Welcome to CA Realty Training YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to become a property manager. So enjoy. Hi, I'm Laura Welch. I'm the broker for Keller Williams Realty in Cupertino. I've been an instructor for CA Realty for about 3 years now and loving every minute of it. I also was co-founder and partner owner of a property management company for 12 years. So I have a little bit of experience in property management. Before we get into today's first topic, I want you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Doing so helps this channel grow so we can continue making great content like this video. So to get started in this, let's first go over some definitions so we're clear on everything. A landlord is the owner, and the owner does not need a license to manage their own property. A property manager is a third party who manages the property for the landlord and needs to be licensed. So we're just going to go through these so you can understand how we're going to get there. So we have licensing requirements. And this is standard through all of California. You have to be 18 years or older, high school diploma or a GED, a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, complete your pre-licensing coursework, which CA Realty provides, and you have to pass the state exam. Now, in order to have a business, you have to have a real estate broker, and that's required to operate a business. Now, you can, as an individual, work for a broker. And the salesperson, as it says here, has to work under a broker. They also have a NAR designation called a Certified Property Manager, which is a CPM. And here are the requirements. Requires 10 coursework classes. You have to pass the exam. And this is going to take 18 to 24 months. So people always wonder, what are the duties of a property manager? And I can tell you it's very varied. First of all, your contracts. So you have to know your contracts. Tenant screening, you're going to be taking applications from tenants. You're going to be running their credit, checking their background, making sure that their previous landlord is happy with them. You're going to do property inspections, and it's not contained to just one time. When you first take over a property, you're going to inspect it. You're going to inspect it with the tenant when they move in and with the tenant when they move out. And all of this has to be well documented. Communications, this is really key because remember, you're the middleman. You're in between the tenant and the owner. So you have to make sure that the owner knows what's going on, and you have to make sure that the tenant understands what his requirements are as a tenant. And when the tenant has a problem, you just can't automatically take care of it. You have to notify the owner just by a simple email, then take care of it, or just send him, a quick email. You have to pay the expenses for the owner. You have to do with the accounting because there are strict requirements in the state of California. And this is where the accounting area is probably the area where most of the violations come from. You do vendor management, marketing, you do showings, rent collection, distribution of funds, maintenance, record retention, and laws and regulations. Outside of trust fund issues, one of the most serious violations is deposits, security deposits. And this is why you have to know your laws and regulations. And also you have to remember that when you are showing properties, unlike regular housing, you have to be exceptionally careful as a property manager because the DRE sends out people called shoppers. And shoppers are actually people who are looking for violations. For instance, if somebody comes in and says, I have a service animal, or what do they call it? A support animal, an emotional support animal. You have to be very careful how you will handle that. Otherwise, you're in violation of ADA laws. I, as a property manager, can't say, "Oh, are you married?" Because now I'm in violation because marital status is protected by law. "Oh, what do you do for work?" "Oh, nope, can't do that." Because that's another violation because of their where their money is coming from. So you really have to be very careful. So to get started in a property management company, if you want your own, you're going to have to create a corporation and have separate attorneys for each person that's involved. Because if there's a dispute and you only have one attorney, that attorney can't represent either one of you because it's a conflict of interest. And you cannot be an LLC because the DRE will not give a license to an LLC. You have to be incorporated. You have to file with the state. You have to apply for a DRE license. And you also have to file a business license with the city. So there is a lot involved in it. It's not as simple as people think it is. The next steps, you're going to have an accountant and CPA, a real estate attorney, a business plan. You're going to have to set up bank accounts. You're going to have rent deposits, a trust account, an operation account. Now, the reason you have 3 different accounts is you have a rent deposit account that all the tenants send their money into. And from there, you move the money into the trust. And this is a special account that you have to set up. So, and the DRE has on their website, they have really good workbook on how to do this and what is required. And you have this separation, so no one can get into the trust account. So this is extra protection. And from the trust account, this is where you pay all of the expenses, pay the owner, and pay yourself. And when you pay yourself, it goes into the operations account. And this is where you're paying all of your expenses. E&O insurance, errors and omissions. You have to have this because obviously if you get sued, you need coverage. And this may cost you anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 when you start up. After you get going, you're going to have software, whether it be QuickBooks, it can be Appfolio, RentTrade. There's several different software companies that you can use. I personally like Appfolio. I found it was very complete. Trade associations. The trade associations will be places like the California Apartment Association, which has all of the forms that you need to run your business. And you can, through their application, you can send them out for electronic signatures, which makes it much, much easier. Credit Bureau Association, you have to join them because you're going to have to check the tenants. And most of the credit bureau associations will also run background checks if you wish. And you need to talk to your real estate attorney about running criminal background checks on people because that can become a legal quagmire. You're going to have to get signs for your business. Website. Everybody has a website today, right? And you want it to make it look good, professional. And you will also want to have the ability for people to send you questions. Policies and procedures. The state is going to be asking you for those. So you have to have your policies and procedures. Okay, and while we're talking about policies and procedures, one of the things you really want to document is what a tenant's qualifications have to be, and just in case you get challenged that you're discriminating against somebody. So you can say, these are the qualifications that our company requires. They didn't meet it, therefore we did not rent to them. Finding your clients. When you first start your business, I call this kind of like the wedding list. You send out to everyone that you've started a property management company. All of your friends, your relatives, because you never know, because even your relatives, you don't want to handle them because, again, that's always issues, right? don't do business with family. It's a pain. But everybody knows. So when somebody is talking to somebody else at a party, they say, yeah, I'm going to re-rent out my property, but I need to find a property manager. They can say, hey, so-and-so just got into it, and they can refer you the business. Your website, you can hire a web person who can put in good search words, kind of bump you up, and social media. And one of the things with social media and the website is things like Yelp. They can bump you up, right? Social media, you don't want to kind of like get all over everybody and say blah blah blah. I'm a property manager. Whoa, I'm a property manager. Do it gently, okay? Absentee owners. This is like a gold mine because they're not there. They're always looking for somebody. And let's face it, a lot of the property management companies are very unprofessional. And so they're always looking for people. Other agents, a lot of the brokerages will not allow their agents to do property management because the brokerage's E&O insurance does not cover property management in many policies. So you got to be careful. Creating a blog addressing owner and tenant concerns. This is a good way to get known. And remember, you cannot give legal advice. You can answer questions like, well, if it was me, I might do this, but you can't do legal advice. And this is something, when I'm teaching my real estate classes for certification, I beat into everybody, you're not a lawyer and you're not a CPA. So don't give that advice because that is actually a violation and you could lose your license for that. But one of the things that you really need to remember is that you're in a service industry and service is premium. You have to provide what is best for both parties, for your tenants and for your owners. One of the things that you will do is, a lot of times you'll ask your owners and your tenants, what's the best way to communicate with you? Because some people are going to be saying, send me an email, don't text me, I'm too busy, don't call me, I'm too busy. So make sure that you know how to communicate with them. Make sure that you know all of the laws. And in fact, the state of California has a really good reference manual that is for landlords and tenant rights. And so you can pick it up off of the website for the DRE. Also, be very careful with your ADA laws, because that's one of the things that the shoppers are looking for. And don't forget that, again, you are a service. And the reason you need to provide excellent service is because those people someday will become your client and they will be your referrals. So that's for your business. So if you're interested in becoming a real estate agent and getting into property management or want to learn more about Keller Williams, visit our website at kwcupertino.com. Let me know what you thought of this video by dropping a comment in the comment below, in the section below. And also make sure you keep watching because the next video is coming right up.